I am a spiritual writer, energy reader and healer. My readings, articles and the healings that I give are all sort of seeking to empower and provide a different perspective, really. How would I describe myself in 3 words? I'm passionate, authentic, and most of all, I'm fun. You've got to laugh at times, right? Okay, so not all the time. Sometimes we'll cry together too. Hope you're enjoying all the content that I'm putting up on my channel, and if that's the case, love it if you could like and subscribe. Until then, see you around, lovely wing people. So hi, welcome to your Mercury Retrograde reading today. So just doing a little intro into all of the readings. Mercury Retrograde usually happens sort of 3 to 4 times a year, depending on the lunar calendar. And it's a very difficult time where the retrograde means that we go back or we go and revisit something, or things may not work as well. But they may not work as well because there's a reason or a lesson that we need to gain from it. It's often a time, because it's ruled, Mercury is the planet of communication, it affects all types of communication. So it can affect our computers, our phones, our cameras. Tell me about it. I've had a few camera issues of that period. So yeah, it can really feel like it's working against us. It's a time frame of shadow that we just need to work through and get through. But often, on a positive note, there are things, as I said, just that, you know, that we need to take from it, that we need to learn from. So coming out of this period is a good thing, or is a positive thing, and affects us in different ways, because wherever the retrograde sits at the time of the year will affect each of us astrologically differently, because it will sit in the different 12 houses, which are houses for astrology that are ruled by planets and affect us in our day-to-day lives. So I just wanted to sort of mention what it was and how it might affect us before I started any of the readings. So let's get on with your reading. Welcome, Virgos. Welcome to your Mercury Retrograde After Party reading. So what does this mean? Well, I'm sure you will have seen your introduction just before the reading started, and it would just have talked about this period that you've been in, that perhaps it was things felt a little bit heavy or a little bit difficult. So I'm going to now do you a reading about how you're going to be moving forward from that. I have a lot of very close people to me in my life that are Virgos. So they're an earth sign. So Virgos are usually very grounded people that are usually very successful in the world of work. But they're normally very they'll go out there and they'll get stuff done, and they're doers, and they normally have this sort of principle, well, why would I leave it to somebody else to do it if I can just get it done properly myself? So that's very Virgo energy. So I'm going to do your reading now. I'm going to pull 6 cards from the Rider-Waite, which I have pre-shuffled. So I will just cut the cards and pull those for you. I'm going to clarify them with my Island Time Wellness cards as well, just to give us a little bit more depth and information to the reading. And then at the end, I'm going to pull 2 angel cards for you. And one will be Archangel Michael, who works with me in a lot of readings. And he will be giving you a very clear message for you to take away. So that would be pretty good as well. So first of all, I am going to show you my super duper empowerment cards. Ta-da! These cards are, they're really about mindfulness, and they're about being light-hearted. They are about being our personal cheerleader. They want to give us a good message to lift our spirits, I guess, and give us some direction for the day. I do sometimes try and read one of these per day myself, if I get the time. So I'm going to cut the card and just pull you this one. Okay, so this card is telling you your mind is a weapon. Keep it sharp. So come on, Virgos, keep your mind sharp. You've got to be on the case. That's telling me there's like stuff going on in life that's needing you to be very level-headed. Okay, so that is your empowerment card. I am going to, right, before I actually pull your deck, I'm just going to say a couple of words about the house that this would have sat in for your Mercury retrograde. So in astrology, there are 12 houses, and the planets sit in certain positioning, which then affects your star sign. So Virgo's Mercury sat in the second house in your sign, and the second house is all about money and work, and so these have been really big areas of focus for you during this period. Moving forward, you are going to find that work eases, things fall into place a bit better than they have been the past month or so. You're going to find that money is going to flow better. Perhaps you've been worrying about money, overthinking things, and when really you kind of don't need to, is what they're saying. Right, so first of all, let's pull your 6 Rider Waits. I've shuffled, but I'm just going to do a style today because I feel like it. So we've got King of Pentacles in reverse. We have this card here. I'm going to take that card under there. Oh, that's a really good card for you. And we're going to take the Moon and one more. And Temperance. Okay, in reverse. So I just want to say, first of all, I do read tarot in the reverse position. I don't with oracle cards and stuff like that, but with tarot I do. So also I read the back of the deck. I always pull up the bottom of the deck to see what the overarching energy is of your reading. You have the 4 of Swords. So this is an air energy. So this is energy of Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. In this picture, you can see this person sat, led down rather, which sometimes can depict in sleep or dream phase. And there's a sword underneath here, and then there's 3 just sitting on top of over him, waiting to fall. Swords are all about ways of thinking, mindsets, or having, in a very basic form, having heavy thoughts or worries. You know, maybe not sleeping so well because you've had stuff on your mind, or there's stuff in the background that you're just worrying about. You know, sometimes I see different things in the cards, and I see 3 there. So I see maybe there are 3 main worries or 3 areas in which you are really focusing on at the moment. And then you have this other 1 sword underneath here that you're okay with. That's all good. It's just these 3 here that you're worrying about. So that's like an energy of your reading. So let's pull the cards and discuss what we can see moving forward for you. Let's pull these clarification cards to sit above your 3 columns. Oh, and they jump. So we have wedding rings. We have the Snake, and we have the Chaser. Okay, what does it all mean? What does it all mean, my lovely Virgos? Right, so I'm going to just quickly pull your angel cards first and leave them turned over, and then well, he jumped, and we'll get to him at the end. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice card, Virgo, too. And your action card. I'm going to cut that back. Cool. Makes sense. Makes sense, Virgos. Okay. So, we have got your first 2 cards. You've got more swords. So more worry, more thought processes, Virgo. You do love to overthink things as a sign, I would say. This 9 though is, 9s are all about coming to a sense of completion. So whatever these worries that you've had on your mind during this period are coming to an end. And with this 6 of Wands, Wands are a fire sign. So they're Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in energy. But this one is like such a positive card. It's on a Pegasus as well there. I just want to... I'm sure this is going to be really annoying for people, but whenever I see white horses, I have to make some reference to Pegasus. I'm sorry, but I'm going to do it every time. So, where was I? This card is about victory, being triumphant, doing really well. You see how this person is riding in with his staff, and he's got this, in medieval times, this would have been like a wreath of success. And he's riding in with that and owning his glory, his or her glory. It's not gender specific. So there's this idea that you've had a bit of worry, you've been a bit overthinking, but on the back of it, it's coming into a triumphant period. All is well. Those things you've been planning will work out. Those discussions or concerns about people you love that you keep going around in your head, they will sort themselves out. They will all end in a very triumphant, victorious way. So that's really great. So this is what we want to hear for you, Virgo. You have wedding rings over the top of this, and this is really interesting because my friend is a Virgo. Hi, doll. And she's had a lot of stress recently like this because she's getting married next year, and with COVID and everything that's been going on, it's kind of been cancelled many times, and she's been planning it all and doing an amazing job at trying to put everything back together. And so maybe this doll is a specific message for you as well, but for other people out there, it can mean lots of different things. So wedding rings, union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. So perhaps there's somebody in your life that is your soulmate, and perhaps you've only just started to realize it, and you are starting to think that you'd like to make a lifelong promise to them. Or for some of you that are engaged now, you are planning that wedding and you've been worrying about everything that comes with that. You know, we don't get married half-heartedly, do we? It's a big decision, it's a big thing in our lives. So for some of you out there, perhaps you've been contemplating asking somebody you love to marry you, and you're thinking, oh, is it the right time, isn't it? Whatever I would say about this as a clarification card, it's saying that all is well. Sometimes you sometimes need to wear your heart on your sleeve and just believe in how something or someone makes you feel. Just enjoy the happiness, I guess, and everything else will fall into place for you, Virgo. So this is really great news. Okay, your second column, King of Pentacles in reverse with the moon. King of Pentacles is an earth energy, and your earth energy, Virgo, as you know. And often in this upright, it's usually more, for me as a reader, a Taurus energy, the King of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is, for me, more Virgo energy. But, you know, it is an earth energy, and it can be you. And I'd say in reverse, these pentacles are in reverse. And I did say to you that during the retrograde period, you were getting concerned with finances or contracts or things that involved signing on the dotted line. Little heads up here, by the way. Never, or really try not to sign any contracts during a retrograde. Astrologically speaking, it's not a good time. But we're coming out of that now. So this moons are about casting shadows. Sometimes they're about a truth coming out, or maybe you felt that you were in the dark about something and you didn't quite know what was going on. So now we're going to be in this time where these things are going to be unveiled, and you will get to that point where you're in your power again, and your finances will change, your idea of stability will change. Moons are all about cycles, as we know. And this King of Pentacles in reverse, this might be a person that never thought they'd be in a place in their life of stability ever again, or they didn't know how to get their current life into a place of stability. This is just a mindset, and like the moon, our thoughts sometimes cast shadows, and these shadows kind of set us off on this process where we believe things that aren't real, or we tell ourselves that this can't happen or that can't happen. The truth is that they're not real. You can just as easily say to yourself, I can do that. I am happy now. I will live that life I really want to live. I will make X, Y, Z happen. It's just a self-belief and a self-dialogue which you need to start projecting more. There's a full moon yesterday, so this moon energy, the full moon, does tend to affect us all, and so perhaps Virgo, you were a little bit affected by that full moon. Perhaps you were a little bit emotional. The moon energy, you see the water here, this is this idea of our conscious and our unconscious, and these are like our depths of emotion. So perhaps we were feeling a little bit, we weren't feeling stable, we didn't feel safe. So for a moment, perhaps we just had a moment of a wobble, a bit of a wobble during that full moon. It's okay though, we can all have a wobble, Virgo. It's perfectly normal. Your last row, so we have another sword energy. So there's a lot of air energy, this Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy around you. And this card in reverse, I actually prefer this card in reverse than in the upright. In the upright, it denotes deception, or can denote. It doesn't always mean that. It can denote deception, or sometimes it can mean falling out with somebody, or having conversations or words with somebody and things just get misconstrued. So in reverse, I think this might have just been that you, perhaps there was a secret, or there was information you didn't quite know everything about, but maybe that communication was just not clear, or perhaps you weren't communicating clearly with somebody and you were a little bit in your head about it. It's no real biggie. It's just asking you to be careful that your words and your thoughts have strength. So be careful sometimes of the things you say to the people you love. Your Temperance card is in reverse. Now the Temperance card is the card of Sagittarius. And in this upright position, it's this angel, this idea of this divine angel helping somebody to heal, helping them to come into balance with who they are emotionally. You see these cups, they're symbolic of your emotions. Sometimes our emotions are out of balance. We feel a little bit all over the place. You know, we did just say in the last column that you had a bit of a wobble. Maybe emotionally it's been a really difficult time. In the reverse, however, it's saying that you're coming out of that energy now. You're coming out of that. You're feeling more leveled up, more balanced. And that's, you know, for your heart and your head and your well-being, the more balanced we can have in our lives, the better we can ultimately be. So this is a really good card too. And with this card in reverse, these are quite nice together actually, because it's like, it's really coming out of certain behaviours, changing the way you do things, changing the way you handle certain situations. So with this, you have the clarification of the Chaser. Now, I won't talk too much about it in this reading, but I do talk about soulmates, and I will talk about in other readings, twin flame unions as well. And I do find that when I hear a lot of information online about twin flames, I sometimes feel that the information is a little bit misconstrued. So I am going to do some readings about that to give some clarity about my belief about twin flame unions. I'm doing a lot of talking today. So the Chaser card says, Chaser in codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. So are you sometimes reacting to your partner or your loved ones or your friends in a way that is not the most healthy? Maybe you need to just communicate more openly and more honestly about how you feel. Sometimes it's suggesting perhaps everything, like your mood, how you feel, what you do is dependent on other people around you, dependent on how your partner feels or your family or your co-workers and this sort of thing. Now, I know some of you will be listening to this reading saying, well, how can we not react to the people in our lives that are important? How can we not be affected by their moods or their decisions or the way in which they communicate? Well, here's the thing. Of course, when someone's sad or down or says something that we don't like, there is this knee-jerk reaction to fight back or say something back or answer back. And it might be because we're feeling sad about something completely different, or we were worried about something earlier that we didn't even communicate to that partner. And we've decided to take that connection onto that person and then make it about them. That's not healthy behaviour. And it's saying that if you can see some characteristics in any of what I've just said linked to being a little bit codependent, you know, you need to dig deep and start thinking about how to change that. We can feel sad for the people we love. We can give love. We can support people we love. But ultimately, we're responsible for how we feel in ourselves every day. So if you can be calm and balanced and in your power, you can still be there for those other people without having to react to their moods or to their feelings or to how they negotiate their day or their week or their life. So it's asking you to stop being the chaser with this mentality and stand in your own power and know that you can provide your own happiness. There's an article on my website at the moment, go and have a look at it. It's called Are You Okay, Hun? And it really talks about how we sometimes project other worries or other day-to-day stuff onto the people we love, which then causes all sorts of friction and so on. So go and have a look at that. Okay, Virgos. So let's look at your angel advice moving forward for the coming months. So your Archangel Michael card that you got today, which is one of the nicest cards in this deck, by the way, it says a favourable outcome. So I'm going to read the little ritual at the bottom of the card. Thank you for the beautiful outcome to this situation, which is perfect and fair for everyone involved. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me trust and have faith. So this is saying that there's going to be a favourable outcome for a lot of the stuff that we've just talked about. So those worries, the people you love, favourable outcome. The healing work that you've done over the past few years, a favourable outcome. This idea of miscommunication, you'll get past it, you'll learn from it, a favourable outcome. So all in all, Virgo, this is like a really positive read for you. So I am wishing you a lot of positivity with that before I read you your last card. Your last card is listen. You need to listen more. Be better at listening. I think we could all be better at listening to the people we love. I think it's really important that we understand, you know, how they're feeling and how we're feeling in conjunction with that. We need to honour our own feelings as well, but we need to be able to listen. You know, sometimes we can't go the other way and we can get so caught up in what's going on in our lives that we don't think that that other person might be having a difficult time. This could be a specific message for somebody out there, but perhaps there's somebody in your life that really needs you to be around to support them and to be a comforting ear for them. But for the rest of you, this is just saying, be more open to what's going on around you, I guess. Okay, so I am wishing you, Virgos, a lovely rest of the year and lots of light and love, and take care. Mwah. Just at the end of your reading, I just wanted to mention my new spell kits that I've been writing. On the website, I do mention that I associate myself with green witches, which are healers, and they work with mindfulness and this sort of thing. And I've been producing these spell kits. If you can see that up close, yeah. The spell kits I write myself, and I do a couple of adult ones and some children's spell kits. There is a review currently on my website. Go and take a look. For one of my young viewers that purchased one of these kits, just talks a little bit about what's in them and how she's enjoyed them. So that might be worth having a look at on my website. So that's www.pegasusandthewitch.com. So it's very quickly, I thought I would just go through the sort of things that are in these kits. So they come with a scroll, and I write all of the special spells. So there are different ones. So the children ones, there are 3 different ones available. Go and have a little look at what those are. Just a very quick idea of the sort of things that are in them. This is one of the adult love kits I've got here. So inside the adult ones comes the Pegasus and the Witch candle that you can light during the spell. And these lovely dragon's blood incense sticks also come with the kit, and they have sort of instructions of when to burn these and in what order to do that. So they smell amazing, the dragon's blood ones. They are just such a beautiful thing to have anyway. And then each kit comes with a very different little talisman, and talismans are associated with luck and magic. So these are part of the spells as well. This one here is my witch with the 3 angels. They're very interactive. Each kit comes with a special affirmation card as well that you can be using after you've used the spell. And they're all about empowerment and believing in yourself and this sort of thing. And they're really great things to interact with. So yeah, go and have a little look on the website.